Hey guys, Swamp Cleaner Harry back with another IMO for you. I know it's been a little bit of a while, but a lot of stuff's been happening this past month, and I was trying to stay on top of it, but I think it's time to give you guys a video. Well, Trump has been finally vindicated. He was never under investigation by the FBI, and James Comey, the former director of the FBI, has told us that himself, under oath, numerous times. So this Russia narrative is dead. It's a dead horse. Why keep beating it? That's something you have to ask the mainstream media. What ulterior motive do they have to keep pushing this Russian narrative? Because James Comey said on multiple occasions in his testimony last week that Trump was never under investigation, that he was the leaker of his own memos, which is against the law. Even if they're unclassified documents, you're supposed to leave all your documents that you create as the director of the FBI, or if you're the Secretary of State, you're supposed to leave all classified and unclassified documents for review and for the archives. He didn't. So that is in itself a felony. But beside that point, why does the mainstream media keep pushing this Russian narrative? It is not about protecting the American people or finding justice. This is a witch hunt. They are trying to undermine and destroy the presidency of Donald Trump and try to undermine the position that America has found itself in right now, which is very good. We have 300,000 plus jobs since March back into the job force. We have 3 trillion plus in the stock market. Dow Jones, S&P record highs. The biggest boosts we've ever seen in the longest time that we can remember. But this goes against the mainstream media's narrative. And they have gone to levels beyond comprehension. It has gone to the point where it's so simple to debunk them that it's actually become complicated, if you can understand that. They have come out and tripled, quadrupled down on this Russia narrative, saying that Trump was in collusion with Russia by using James Comey's testimonies against the American people. They are assuming that everybody is so ill-informed that they will just read the headline of their articles and take it as fact and go with it and spew it out in the public forum as fact. They have blatantly smeared, just the past couple of days, the New York Times has come out, blatantly smeared Jack Posobiec, Alex Jones, and Mike Cernovich all in one article, stating that what Comey said under oath last month in May, not what happened last week, but in May, when James Comey was asked under oath if he ever experienced any pressure from the executive branch to end investigations on certain individuals. He said that would be a big deal, because to stop an investigation for political reasons is a big taboo. It's a big no-no. And he would raise a lot of red flags and say that was a bad thing to happen. But he even said in his testimony that he did not experience that in his time as FBI director. That's vindication number 1 for Trump. Now, vindication number 2 is just what happened last week in the Comey hearings again, where Comey said on numerous occasions that Donald Trump was never under investigation by the FBI. That's vindication number 2. And mainstream media wants to overlook that fact or even paint that testimony as false. How dumb do they think we are? They really honestly believe that we are fish in a fishbowl with the attention span of 7 seconds because we're waiting for Kim Kardashian to tweet again, or if we're waiting for Nicki Minaj to get another butt implant. They really believe we are that dumb. That dumb. I'm sorry. So it's a lot to digest. It's a lot to figure out and break down. But if you actually do your own research, hit Google and type in James Comey testimony of 6/8/2017. You can actually watch the videos yourself, and it shows you there, under oath, James Comey telling us that Donald Trump was never an investigation. Loretta Lynch, who, if you want to look at obstruction of justice, liberals, if you want to actually talk about obstruction of justice, look at Loretta Lynch. She told him to treat the Hillary Clinton email scandal as a matter, not an investigation. He was the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of Matters. Okay, this was an investigation, yet they spun it in a positive way to help the Clinton campaign. That is political collusion, and that is something that, under oath, James Comey said he never experienced. So he was either lying or he just has a bad memory. Either way, the man is in deep trouble. He even admitted to being the leaker of his own memos. How can you leak your own memos when, if you're the FBI director, you have to keep anything that is classified or unclassified that you make, you have to keep that for archival reasons in the administration itself. So if he subverted that process, that itself is another felony. So the man doesn't know what he's doing. Thank God Trump fired him when he did, because he could see that the guy was incompetent, and they're even questioning if his memos even exist, because the FBI, as of right now, have not found his memos. And what's coming through the pipe, what I've heard, is that he actually dictated his memos to a third party who wrote them down, so it didn't have to go into the system of the FBI, into the archives of the FBI, which I think is also another felony for subverting the proper ethical standards and the contract that you sign if you're going to become the director of said operations like FBI, CIA, NSA. You have to condone to certain rules about how you handle your paperwork. So this is a complete shit show. There's no legs to stand on when it comes to trying to paint Trump as a colluder of Russia, because there is no evidence. Comey vindicated him of any of that. He vindicated him of any pressure he might have put on Comey to halt the Flynn investigations with his ties to Russia. So this is completely all over the place. Yet mainstream media, because they know that a lot of people are still trendies, don't pay attention to the details and just read the articles, they will blatantly put out fake news less than a week later, claiming that what Comey said was false, Comey wasn't accurate, and that people like Jack Posobiec, Alex Jones, and Mike Cernovich were straight up conspiracy theorists and fake news liars. This is insane. They are tripling down, quadrupling down on their narrative, and it's completely backfiring. It's going to blow up. Barely anybody reads mainstream media anymore. New York Times is a joke. James Comey told us in his testimony for the entire world to see. It is public record. He said that their news articles are not accurate. He said plain and simple, yes, that's not accurate. So who can even trust the mainstream media anymore? New York Times posting bogus news all the time. They're lying so much we can hardly keep up with their lies. And then you have CNN conflating it, adding more speculation, and being in bed with ISIS sympathizers. This is nuts. This is backwards. How is this a thing? And moving on from the investigation and moving on from the hearings, you have the mainstream media keeps pushing this anti-Trump message. And at this point, it's not an anti-Trump message, because Trump has done so much for this country, and a lot of it's being washed over, that this is now an anti-American message. As in, any values, anything that Americans can hold dear to themselves is a negative. It's a bad thing. This is an anti-American message that we are being pushed on by the mainstream media. You can see it in reality, because the past weekend we had anti-Sharia protests all across the country. And you have huge numbers of Antifa coming out and protesting against anti-Sharia. I forgot. Which country do we live in? America? We follow American law? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Just checking for a second there, because why would we allow a very misogynistic, patriarchal system of oppression to be pushed on the American people? And why are feminists the main ones pushing it? This is insane. Linda Sarsour, what are you smoking? What are the people around you who believe you smoking? Because this is just insane. There is nothing to justify what Islam or Sharia law does that could be instituted in America. There's nothing to justify it. Our culture, our values are completely antithetical to how the Muslims work. We don't allow FGM. We don't allow honor killings. This is not the American way. Yet, feminists say this is what's needed for equality. Are you nuts? Do you understand what the hijab means? It's not a symbol of power. It's not a symbol of independence. It's a symbol of oppression. Oppression of women from men. So if feminists want to find a patriarchal society, turn around and look at what Islam does. All the time. 100% of the time. But remember, everybody, we're living in a backwards world. Everybody believes that night is day, black is white, up is down, the sky is the ocean is the sky. So everything goes. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge what cultures are better than ours? It's getting to a point where the vast majority of the public is starting to wake up to this, and that is why the left-wing media and the liberals are getting so desperate. That's why they're getting more violent, because they know they're on the losing end of this. They know that even if they get that revolution that's trying to go for, Americans are going to rise up and crush it. Crush it with American values, American ideals, and with firearms. We got the most firearms per capita of any other country in the world. There are more civilians packing than the U.S. military. So, if these people want a war, if these people want a revolution for their crazy views of Islam and anti-Trump and how they push those two together, it's just going to end it badly. But everybody, we got to remember what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the truth. We're fighting for common sense. We're fighting for liberty, freedom, and the ability to express yourself openly without the fear of persecution. What's wrong with that? These anti-fascists are the fascists. These anti-communists, or whoever you want, they are the communists. There is no place for that in the United States. If patriots stand up and do their duty, we can take care of this problem. And I'm not saying violently. I'm saying do it through words. Do it through words. Do it through debate. But if you get attacked by somebody, defend yourself. This is America. You have self-defense. Especially these people walking around with shields and sticks. They want to fight. They want a war. We shouldn't give it to them, but if they really, really, really push us, push comes to shove, we'll have to show them a thing or two. Alright, I know it was a little bit rambling, guys. I know this is a little bit off the cuff again, but like I said, a lot of stuff's been happening this month. I was trying to keep on top of it, but Trump's been vindicated. James Comey is a complete idiot. He deserves to go into jail, along with Loretta Lynch, along with Hillary Clinton, along with Barack Obama. Oh, Barry, Barry, Barry. The walls are collapsing around you, aren't they? You feel it coming. I feel it coming too. Don't worry. 2017 is the rallying year. This is the year when the Patriots are rallying and they're forming their battle lines. 2018, election year, very important. We have a lot of Senate seats up. We have governorships up. We have Congress seats open. Let's push to get the rest of these Democrats who are just obstructionists out of there. Let's get the rhinos out of there. And let's do what is right for America. Like one guy in California, his name is Omar Navarro. He's fighting to win the congressional seat against Maxine Waters, the crazy Maxine Waters, who I believe needs to get a visit from Visiting Angels, America's leader in home care, because she is senile. She is off her rocker a little bit. So Omar Navarro, if you guys live in California in the 43rd district, congressional district, check him out. Look up his Twitter. It's at Press GOP. That is Press GOP. He's a good guy. He's fighting for you. And there's a plethora of other people who are also running, but you have to do your research on there and in what states. But I've been focusing on Omar Navarro. He's a cool guy, and he deserves all our support. So, everybody, I'm going to quit it here. Remember, Donald Trump was never under investigation from the FBI. Loretta Lynch, she obstructed justice by telling Comey to treat the Hillary investigation as a matter, not an investigation, to further the political agenda of the Hillary campaign. And 3, James Comey leaked his own memos to the press because he thought the public needed to know it. It needed to get out there because he felt that Trump was trying to pressure him to do something. It doesn't matter what you feel. I don't care about your feeling, snowflake. Anyway, guys, Swamp Cleaner Harry, gonna sign off. Let's make America great again. See you guys later.